As we head into March, you don't want to say too much. You don't want to say too little. But you want to make sure the effort is just right. Because this is the Big West. Elijah Pepper and A.J. Mitchell square off at University Credit Union Center, the Aggies and the Gauchos. First half, Pepper out of the corner off the inbound play, 4-point lead for UC Davis. First period winding down, it's Cole Anderson for Santa Barbara from mid-range, 2 of his 15. Gauchos down 3, Josh Pierre-Louis assaults the cylinder, 2 of his 17. The Santa Barbara bench up and at him, displaying their approval. Not to be outdone, here comes T.Y. Johnson for UC Davis to the tin, the step through and the finish. He'd end up with 13. Late first half, A.J. Mitchell finding Andre Kelly, 2 of his 12. Santa Barbara down 1 at the break. Later, Elijah Pepper breaks away to make it a 10-point Aggies lead. Pepper would finish with 30 points and 7 rebounds. T.Y. Johnson finding Ade Adebayo on the cutter for the dunk. 12-point lead for UC Davis. Adebayo would have 10 on 5 of 6 shooting from the field. Johnson with 6 assists. But Santa Barbara bounces back. They'd cut the lead to 6. And then Miles Norris rising from 3. He'd cut it in half again. 15 for Norris on the game. Pierre-Louis again later finding Calvin Wishart, burying the tray. Makes it a 1-point game. Wishart had 10 on the evening to go with 5 assists. Tie game, 8 minutes to play. It's Mitchell off the dribble to the bucket. Counted and won. Gauchos lead. Mitchell with 20. Kane Milling looking worse for the wear for UC Davis. But the steal by Ade Adebayo gets it ahead to T.Y. Johnson. He finishes and the Aggies are back in the lead. Davis still leading, but it's Mitchell again. Drive to the goal. Draws the foul. Elijah Pepper thought he drew the charge. Does not agree with the call as the Gauchos tie it. Santa Barbara by 1. Pepper finding Adebayo on the way to the basket. He puts it in. Aggies back in the lead by 1. 6 assists for Pepper. Gauchos with the 1-point lead. The inbound play to Miles Norris to make it 3. And UC Santa Barbara keeps their hopes for the 1 seed alive. They hold off Elijah Pepper's Aggies Hoops Club band. To Walter Pyramid for Long Beach State and CSUB. Early going Lucina Traore in transition. The Beach are off and running. Baco trying to muster some resistance. Here's a 3 from Travis Henson. Henson had finished with 14. Dalf Panopio to Bino Smith. Extra pass to Antavion Collum, 2 of his 10. He also had 7 rebounds as the runners are hanging around. Marcus Tsohonis, though, with the inbound. Traore to the bucket. 20 and 11 for Lucina. His 16th double-double on the season. This time, Tsohonis will take it himself. He'll go into the lane. 11 points and 7 rebounds off the bench for Tsohonis as the Beach are taking control. Under a minute to play in the half. A.J. George can't finish, but Amari Stroud can. Slam dunk, 10.6 rebounds for Stroud. The Beach by 18 at the break. Second half, Beach on defense. The steal from Jadon Jones. Finishing with the jam. Last year's Defensive Player of the Year. 10 points off the bench for Long Beach State. Beach by 20. Said Quavius Hunter trying to shoot CSUB back into the game. He finished with 17, shooting 5 of 8 from deep. 90 seconds to play. A.J. George in transition, 2 of his 11. And the Beach take care of business against the runners awaiting UC Davis on Saturday. Hawaii at CSUN. Morsek puts back the miss. Bows on top. Sek picking up right where he left off Saturday. Atten Wright with the 3 ball, but when he goes to have lunch, they have no more boods. Wright didn't start but contributes 26 off the bench. It's 33 all at the break. Second half, though, Bows get rolling the 3 from Kamaka Hepa, 17 points and 10 rebounds for him as he shot 4 of 8 from distance. Then Jovan McClanahan in the lane for the J. Oakland is present at the domicile. Jovan playing his best as we head to March, 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Atten Wright doing his best to keep the Matadors in it, averaging 26 over his last 6, but it would not be enough. The Bows win big, 81-55. Heavyweight battle in the IE between UC Riverside and UC Irvine. Win for the Highlanders puts them in the mix for the 1 seed. Big Wes and the Eaters have different ideas, however. They look to claim the top spot for themselves. It's the Big Jeezy Jeff Gorham at courtside, the Bill Walton of the Big West. Flynn Cameron closing out his UCR career, and he wants to dance. One of his 5 3-balls here, Riverside the early lead. First half winding down, Pierre Crockwell II finds Bent Leuchten down court on the dunk. 8 assists for Pierre, 15 for the Big Bavarian. Irvine up 6 at the half. Jump to the second half, welcome home DJ Davis. He attended Riverside Poly, takes it to the tin against his hometown team. Irvine by 8. Gut check for Riverside, Irvine up 10, and Zion Pullen gets to work. The pull-up jumper from 15. He'd finish with 14 points. Flynn Cameron with the steal and the dunk for UC Riverside. 2 of his 26 to go with 5 rebounds. Can the Highlanders really make it happen? We've heard from the seniors. How about the freshman, Lachlan Olbrich, the pick and roll with Cameron? It's a 2-point game. 8 points and 6 rebounds for Olbrich. Zion Pullen here finds Cameron, 1 of his 7 assists. Cameron from 3, it's a 1-point game. But the Eaters know it's winning time. Here's Ofure Ujadugele finding Dean Keeler for the dunk. Shades of Cherokee Parks for the kid from Marina High. Eaters by 5. Dawson Baker gets in the paint for Irvine, and he'll also get the roll. 10 points for Baker, pushes the Anteaters lead to 7. When in Riverside, you got to let the kid from Poly get involved. DJ Davis pulls the trigger on the 3. 10-point lead for Irvine. Davis, a team-high 26. He's fired up, but he wants everybody else to be quiet. UC Irvine sweeps UC Riverside 75-65. Some bad blood spills over during the post-game handshake. Could we see a 3rd installment of this series in Henderson? Stay tuned. We'll start Saturday with the Beach visiting the Aggies. Winner secures the 6th seed, loser slides to 7. First half, T.Y. Johnson drives and uses the window. 22 points for Johnson, Aggies by 7. Later, Johnson with 1 of his 4 assists, finding Elijah Pepper for the deep 3. Davis up 10. Late first half, Christian Anigwe down low. He'd end up with 21. The Aggies led by 10 at the half. Second half, Tone Hunter finding A.J. George for the dunk. 18 for George, and here comes the Beach. Later, George can't finish, but Abubakar Traore with the dunk. 16 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists for Traore. Lucina Traore down low with the fadeaway. Beach up 6. 22 points, 20 rebounds for Lucina, his 17th double-double. The run-out for Tone Hunter to the hoop using glass. 15 for Hunter, the Beach up 10. 6-point game, the steal by Pepper. He'd finish with 28 and 10 rebounds, and the hustle play to boot. Aggies play the foul game and tie it. We go to overtime. First overtime winding down. Here's Pepper again to the hole. We'll go to a second extra period. Second overtime, Anigwe for UC Davis extends the Aggies' lead to 4. He was 8 of 13 from the floor. 30 seconds left. The steal by Lucina and the dunk. Long Beach State takes the lead, but Elijah Pepper hitting the free throw for UC Davis puts the Aggies back in front. Last chance for Long Beach State. Ade Adebayo denies Tone Hunter on defense, and then on the miss by Stroud grabs the defensive rebound, securing the win for the Aggies. UC Davis with the celebration. They're the 6th seed in Henderson Thursday. The Beach plays Cal Poly on Tuesday. Gauchos and the Bows at the Thunderdome on ESPNU. 2 seed hangs in the balance. Gauchos still have a shot to be number 1. A.J. Mitchell feeds Miles Norris for the 3. 10-point lead for UC Santa Barbara. Norris finishing with 18 points and 10 rebounds. Mitchell didn't forget about Dre. He finds Andre Kelly for who of his 12. Kelly also had 10 rebounds. Noel Coleman, using the dribble, finds the range for the Bows. Team high 15 for Coleman, cuts the lead to 6. He was 3 of 7 from deep. Calvin Wishart responds from 3, and the lead is 14 for Santa Barbara, 15 for Wishart, who shot 6 of 9. Kamaka Hepa with the mid-range, trying to keep the Bows in it, 8 points for Hepa, who was 2 of 5 from 3. But A.J. Mitchell pulls up for the Gauchos, 10 points for Mitchell, as he battles Coleman for Benelux supremacy in the Big West. Gauchos by 18, A.J. Mitchell finding Cole Anderson, who had 14 off the bench, was 4 of 6 from bonus distance, 11 assists for Mitchell. Gauchos by 20 at the break. Second half, Jovan McClanahan trying to rally the Bows, taking it to the rim off the feed from Coleman, 11 points for McClanahan. But the lob from Mitchell to Josh Pierre-Louis for the coup de grace, 8.6 assists for Pierre-Louis. Gauchos sweep the Bows and lock up the 2 seed. UC Irvine taking on CSUB. Eaters can clinch the 1 seed in the conference with a win at home. J.C. Butler gets recognized on Senior Day for the Eaters with his family in tow. A big hug from Russ Turner. First half, Pierre Crockrell II to Justin Hone for the 3. South Dakota, where you at? Eaters up 9. Antavion Collins sweeps to the bucket for the Runners, gets the roll and the foul. 20 on the night for Collins. Later for CSU Bakersfield, it's Bino Smith using the dribble to get to the painted area for the bucket. Late first half, Hone cuts to the basket. DJ Davis with the feed, score it and the foul. Irvine up 11 at the half. Second half, Collum with the runner and Bino Smith with the follow. 12 points and 8 rebounds for Smith, the lead down to 4. But Justin Hone nails the 3 for UC Irvine. He'd shoot 4 of 6 from 3 and finish with 15. The Eaters up 10. Later, it's Bent Leuchten down low, the spin and the hook. 8 points and 7 rebounds for Leuchten. Devin Tillis stops Travis Henry at the goal, but the tip by Bino Smith. Eaters lead back down to 6, under 2 minutes left. The Eaters, though, take care of business from the free throw line and await the result of UC Riverside Cal Poly. So let's head to Mott for the Highlanders and the Mustangs. Jumping to the second half, Flynn Cameron lets fly, giving Riverside a 4-point lead. Highlanders need a win to secure the 3 seed. But Alamami Karoma on the other end, the and 1 for Cal Poly. 19 points, 5 rebounds for Karoma, who's feeling it. He'd hit the free throw, giving Cal Poly the lead. But Zion Pullen is cold-blooded. He sees daylight, heads downhill. 28 and 10 for Pullen. Highlanders back in the lead. The end of regulation, Brantley Stevenson steps to the line. He finished with 32, but he misses his only free throw in 13 attempts. Flynn Cameron at the buzzer with the heave. We're going to overtime. Under 2 minutes left in OT. Cameron down the lane. Riverside back in the lead. 16 for Cameron, but he'd missed the free throw. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Who could it be but Alamami? Karoma and Stevenson execute the give and go. We're all even at 68. Could there be some Mott magic about to happen for the Mustangs? Other end, though, Flynn Cameron to Lachlan Olbrich on the pick and pop. The freshman drills the 3. 14 for Olbrich. Highlanders by 2. After some free throws, one last rush for Cal Poly. It's Brantley Stevenson all the way to the rim, but they're down by 3. Game over. Highlanders win. The loneliest man on the Central Coast is Stevenson, who played brilliantly with 32 points. Riverside locks up the 3 seed, and Irvine wins the league. And that's a wrap on the 2023 Big West season. See you guys in Henderson.